We have arrived in Amsterdam, in the Netherlands, greeted by the sights of the famous canals and the sounds of the bicycle bells. A boat tour will have to wait, as we have bigger plans. We travelled eastward to meet the choir at a beautiful estate called Oxenhof, owned by the philosophy school. This would be our home whilst we came together as the cosmic choir to share with the people of the Netherlands the sounds of Sanskrit. And this is the first time this group of singers have ever met in person. We're having our first ever rehearsal all together tomorrow night. These singers have been learning with different cosmic choir leaders either online or in their respective countries over the past 6 months. But we've never sung together live with this group of people. So tomorrow will be the first time we sing, not just together as a group, but with the instrumentalists, with the percussionists, guitarists, bass guitar. So it's going to be a real experience for all of us, including me. And the main thing is to go with the flow. There's absolutely nothing else we can do but go with the flow, sing, and be happy. The next day we awoke to a full house. The Cosmic Choir members had arrived through the night, and this morning too, and were taking the chance to finally meet each other in person. Before the choir started their practice for the upcoming events of the weekend, I wanted to find out more about these beautiful, serene grounds in which we were staying, so I met with Judith, who was one of the organizers of this weekend.
The house is of the School of Practical Philosophy, and students come here to have studies and meditate, and for retreats and for weeks. It's quite an old estate, it's an English-style gardens, and they made this all in 1860 already.
Oh,
so
1860?
Yeah, 1860, yes. And for me it's always like going to the Oxenhof, like leaving everything, your normal life behind, and you can just be here. It's like an invitation, the place itself.
Yeah, the place itself calls you just to let go.
Yes, it feels like it, yeah. And we study Sanskrit here as well, indeed, yes. And it's good when you have the Sanskrit like mantras within. Just walking like normal or bare feet, and repeating them. It helps being outside.
So here we're coming to the venue for tonight's concert. Would you call it an amphitheatre?
Yes. Yes.
With our very first Cosmic Choir concert was in the amphitheatre in Oxford in England, which is strange because now we're in Oxenhof. But in the Netherlands,
yes.
And singing in another amphitheatre.
Yes.
But in our first concert we had just about 12 singers,
really?
And the audience maybe about 30.
Yes.
And tonight we maybe have about 50 singers.
Might be.
Yeah. And an audience of about 60 or 70.
For sure 75, but
wow.
Maybe even 80 because people call me and they want to come.
Wow,
so yeah.
It's a whole new experience.
It is, yes, yeah. And it's not used very often, but when you speak and you...
Yes, it amplifies. Om Gam Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Om Gam Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Om Gam Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Enunciate. Vidyadhara
Carolina Shah, and I have been in the Cosmic Choir now this will be the 4th year. Everybody's coming together this time from so many different countries, and there are now cosmic choirs that are actually physically set up in a lot of different countries as well. So we've got people in the Philippines, in China, in the Netherlands, obviously, in the UK. It's absolutely amazing. The choirs are coming together to present together in one concert with Gaiea, which is the most wonderful of all. So yeah, that's where we are so far, and it's been an amazing 4-year journey, and I hope it continues for a long, long time and just keeps growing, and I know everyone else in the choir thinks the same. Lakshmi
My name is Jan. It's a very common Dutch name. I was working in teams where everybody was called Jan.
Why are you singing in the choir this weekend?
It's a very good question, because I never ever joined a choir before. Although I like to sing, but usually I do singing only in the car. Now this has extraordinary attraction to me, which is the Sanskrit. Also the way that Gaiea is doing it, and well, the whole thing is like an offer I can't refuse, so I had to step in and join. Sanskrit means primarily for me sound which resonates and is touching, can touch the heart, can give meaning also in an amplified way. So Sanskrit is a bit of a mystery, but it's very powerful.
Awesome. It will be different each time. That won't happen again. That's wonderful. With a successful practice in the bag, there was still much to do to prepare for the event this evening. As the afternoon went by, I had a chance to reflect upon what a truly unique occasion this was. Singing with this huge group, because it is a big group really, like they've been mainly meeting online and we've been meeting online, so it's a whole new thing to sing together in person, and for people to hold the tune and for people to just be able to sound the Sanskrit together in unison, it's a massive thing. I think it's a big experience for people coming together as well. Well, one lady from Holland said to me today, she said, we're all speaking different languages, everyone here. We're communicating in English, but everyone's mother tongue is different. But yet the thing we have in common is Sanskrit. And she said that as soon as she starts singing Sanskrit, it's like she feels it's a universal language, a universal sound, and things just feel right somehow. So I suppose it must be something about the sounds of Sanskrit that are attracting people, and they want to go back to our roots in some way, even though you might not think our roots are in Sanskrit, but somehow it's representative of something ancient within our DNA somehow. It's just sounds, but through these we're touching something more primal. After months of practice and the many hours we had all spent travelling to come together to make this happen, the performance was finally upon us, although we still had some bumps in the road to take on. As the concert got underway and we began with the first mantra to Ganesha, the heavens opened and there appeared to be other plans afoot. Amidst the chaos, I knew that whatever happened was meant to be. We rallied together and all headed back inside. Luckily, the choir and audience took it in their stride. So here we all were, all present, all being, joining together in that moment, the choir singing, chanting, guiding us to be one through the sounds of Sanskrit.
Well, it was an evening full of surprises, but I think it showed like how when people are in the flow, you know, everything goes exactly how it should go. Like we had a lot of difficulties on techniques, so we had quite some challenges, and when something worked, something else didn't work, and then when everything went on, went on raining, but it all went so smoothly. That I think it really shows how amazing it is when you set an atmosphere with these Sanskrit sounds and all people are involved, like it's in one sphere and everything just moves from inside to outside, and yes, it's cool.
Oh, incredible day, and everything was perfect. Even the weather, the rain was okay.
Hi, I'm Srikanth. I've come from India to watch this show. I've known Gabriella Gaiea Sanskrit from like 6 years. Been following her since 6 years from her first song, Sabe Satu, and that's my favorite. So from then I've been following her, and this concert was like amazing. It felt like I went to another world. It was so peaceful, and it just calmed down all my stress levels. The vibe is totally real. So yeah, that's what it felt so fresh. I really liked this.
Different night than expected.
Yeah, this really didn't go at all to plan. Firstly, the microphone wasn't working in the beginning, and because we were outside, I was worried people wouldn't be able to hear because we were all seated quite far away from each other and the audience seemed far away. And then, obviously, it started raining, and I felt this must be a blessing from the ancestors or something. But obviously, it just carried on bucketing down, so it wasn't meant to be that we stayed outside. So to stop all the equipment getting wet, we had to all bundle up, and then there must have been a couple of hundred people somehow all made their way along here and into this room, where we all squished together. And it reminded me of a story about Krishna Das when he was singing in Zen rocks. They always said one night thunder and lightning forced him to play inside, and they all crammed into a tiny room. But it was one of the best kirtan nights ever. And I felt this happened today, because once we were all in this room close together, it somehow charged the energy and charged the atmosphere, and we could all hear each other. And even though the microphone was still broken, something weird was in the air tonight, like a fault with the electrics or something. The choir just pulled it off, and everyone seems very happy, audience and choir alike. So overall, I think it was a really beautiful evening. Now it was certainly time for a well-deserved good night's sleep. As the house slowly stirred, the birds whistling, morning meditations, the cosmic choir singers started to prepare for the day ahead, a performance at a local music festival. But for me, this was a chance to speak to one of the longest-serving choir singers, the very special Jane, who also happens to be the oldest cosmic choir singer. Jane, it's just because I told everyone you were the member. It was in the first ever chant and chill 10 years ago or more.
But I didn't do the first concert.
You didn't do the first concert, but you've been chanting with us since then. And
what was it, 10 years ago?
Yes, even more than 10 years ago. It was just you and me.
Means I turned up once.
You turned up.
There was nobody. Even they sold those.
Yeah, so it's all in the past now. We can't go back. But I'm so glad we had those times together. And you came to so many chant and chills from Richmond on the train.
Yes.
And then the Cosmic Choir. And what's the experience like for you of being in the Cosmic Choir?
Well, it's quite different from anything I've ever done before. And really, it's totally opposite from a Western concert that I've always been brought up in. So if you want a complete change, come to the Cosmic Choir. If you think you know about music, come to the Cosmic. Western music, come to the concert choir, Cosmic Choir.
Now we travelled back to the beginning of the journey of the weekend, to the city of Amsterdam, on the outskirts where a festival was taking place, La La Land, the home to Indian culture and music for the weekend. There couldn't be a better place for us to chant in Sanskrit. We're about to go on stage at La La Land Festival. It's a very lively, full-on atmosphere because it's a festival celebrating India. It's a whole different feeling to where we were at Oxenhof. So I'm just going to go and sit on the stage and feel it out a bit and see what songs maybe we should sing today. And the choir are waiting to go on, so we'll see you afterwards.
Well, yesterday was an amazing experience at Oxenhof, and I was really happy to sing here today. Right now I feel a little bit tired. I feel there's a really good energy, like the people are super nice, so I think inside of me I'm really excited to share the music. And I don't know how you feel.
Yeah, it's amazing to go to this place. It's a very contrast from yesterday. Yesterday the energy was much more contained and focused, and here it's a little bit more dispersed. But it's amazing. There's India and Amsterdam. It's great.
This would mark the first fully public performance of the Cosmic Choir, and it was a little daunting as we had only really gathered together in person the day before to sing, but the stage was set and we were certainly ready to sing our hearts out. Certainly any nerves that may have been present before began to ebb away because the vibrations of the sounds of Sanskrit, the pure essence of well-being and harmony and nurturing and motherly love that they bring about, held us in that space of togetherness, in that space of unity. And in that, there is no separation between the choir and the group singing and the people who are listening. the listeners and the singers somehow become one. The weekend touched me deeply to meet in person the many souls who have joined this amazing endeavour, one that started out over 10 years ago with even some sessions held from the back of a car. Through the numerous concerts we have played and the love we have shared, this has been the weekend where I felt the choir has truly grown to stand on its own feet, and I know that whatever happens now, this cosmic choir community will continue to blossom and flourish and be heard all over the world.
We are the Cosmic Choir!
As the day came to a close, we shared heartfelt goodbyes and hope to meet again soon. I look forward to seeing what the Cosmic Choir will take on next, and I'm sure the journey has only just begun. Thank you to the wonderful people of Holland who opened their arms to welcome us and to host us. For now, this is goodbye, but we'll see you again soon. Lots of love from me, Gaiea, and from all of us in the Cosmic Choir.